الحمد لله وكفى والسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد. We're continuing with the recitation of Surah Baqarah, which we've completed today. MashaAllah, Alhamdulillah. Surah Baqarah, as you know, is the longest surah in the Quran, and there are so many ahkam and so many ayat of guidance. It's difficult to summarize in even a few books. But that's the nature of the Quran. The Quran is full of guidance. There's an idea about guidance, Huda, or Hidayah, that needs to be addressed. It goes back to knowing, goes back to learning. Darul Qasim's motto and slogan, as you know, is in the quest for more knowledge. So we have many forms of quest and many forms of knowledge. And human beings in general are in the quest for more knowledge in different ways, at different levels, and so on. So there's no doubt that scientists are always in the quest for more knowledge through experimentation, through collecting data, through empirical methods. They are in the quest for more knowledge. It's not that they're not seeking knowledge, they are. But they're seeking a different type of knowledge. So, likewise, other people are always seeking knowledge. You have colleges, universities, institutions, and teachers and students and professors throughout the world who are seeking more knowledge than they know. So on the whole, human beings are usually in the quest for more knowledge, except those who, perhaps even those who are just looking for a hedonistic life. They usually want to know a few more things than they know. But the issue here is that when you say you have invented through your knowledge and experimentation a tool by which you gain more knowledge, what is the value of that knowledge? So scientists invented the microscope and the telescope, two amazing tools for gaining more knowledge. With the microscope, you can see what's below the molecule, and then what's below that, and then, whatever you see, atoms, subatomic world, and particles, and God knows what. And then through the telescope, you'll see up there, you gain more celestial knowledge. So these two tools of knowledge actually help human beings gain more knowledge. So you can't sweep everybody with one broom and say they're not seeking knowledge. They are. And they invent tools that help you seek more knowledge. The computer, for instance, AI, helps you seek more knowledge, gather your knowledge, organize your knowledge, makes it easier for you to maybe read a book or paper or data. So it does definitely help in your quest for seeking more knowledge. The question is, what is the sum of this knowledge in terms of its application? Obviously, human beings will apply the knowledge they gain from these tools and instruments and everything else. But what is the result in terms of human utility and human benefit or harm? So you can have the AI algorithm put into an airport scanning machine where they scan you for facial recognition, And on occasions, it will spit out a false positive, which then the immigration office will see as gospel, right? It will see that as, that's it, conclusive. You have been identified as a terrorist. So I have to take you in. I don't even have to question you, I just lock you up. So the knowledge gained by that machine, in this case, is extremely harmful and detrimental to human society at a personal, legal kind of ramification for the poor, innocent man who probably hasn't even heard the word terrorist. But the machine tells you that he fits the profile. So what is the sum of that knowledge that you've gained through the AI, algorithm, and whatever? So this means this is incomplete science. And the benefit of that knowledge is not always as great as one might assume. Okay. So now we need something else with knowledge to make it complete. So what do you need with knowledge? That makes knowledge complete. Okay, you can say that we should check, double check. Even after you triple checked, you're going to find that a U.S. military helicopter is going to crash into an airline where people die. So that's based on knowledge, or whatever it was based on. So I'm saying is that what's needed to complete the knowledge program, that is where the word hidayah comes in. With knowledge, you need guidance. With knowledge, you need guidance. Hidayah. So what does the Quran say? شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس. The month of Ramadan is the month in which the Quran is revealed, but as a means of guidance for people. It doesn't stop at knowledge. The Quran is all about knowledge. The ayah قُلْ رَبِّ زِدْنِي عِلْمًا is all about increasing ourselves in knowledge. But with knowledge, there has to be hidayah. There has to be guidance, divine guidance. And that is the complete picture that Islam gives us as Muslims. Because only Muslims have hidayah. Alif Lam Mim ذَلِكَ الْكِتَابِ هُدًى لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. A means of guidance for those who have taqwa. Not just a means of knowledge, but a means of completing the journey with knowledge and coming to guidance, coming to hidayah. That is where Islam surpasses every system of knowledge. Every system. Every system is backwards, retrogressive, deficient, and not ready for human consumption. But the Quran is ready for human consumption. Absolutely. The Quran says fast. So fasting is premised on the knowledge that this is Allah's hukum. It's a hukum that is, historic in the sense that everybody fasted before the Muslims, or it was prescribed for them. But then what Muslims do is they take the ayah and they fast. Immediate, instant guidance. So the value of knowledge has to be with guidance, not without guidance. Right? So all this scientific knowledge, empirical knowledge, worldly knowledge, knowledge of history and what you call anthropology and humanities and philosophy and God knows what goes into the liberal arts and the other humanities, science, and all these disciplines from colleges and universities. But they are ineffective and sometimes useless if there's no guidance with it, if there's no hidayah with it. The Quran is the only book that claims it's a book of hidayah, of guidance. And no one has been able to refute this claim. So that's Islam's superiority, where knowledge in Islam has to concur with guidance. If it doesn't concur with guidance, then it's called batil. It's called false and falsehood. It's not called the haqq. Knowledge that goes with the truth and hidayah is called the haqq. If it's not there, then it's called batil. You understand this lesson? Yeah. So when you think about this and you think about Ramadan, Ramadan is a month for guidance. What is guidance? Guidance comes with knowledge. There's no guidance without knowledge. When you know how to make wudu, you have knowledge of wudu, but you also have guidance. When you know how to pray, you have knowledge of prayer, but you also have hidayah, you also have guidance. So the Quran's formula is wholesome, it is comprehensive, it is holistic, it is complete, and it is perfect. Nothing is left to the human imagination. And this guidance is with Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So he exemplifies knowledge at the highest level of perfection. So if you want to be knowledgeable, you must follow the guidance of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Otherwise, you'll be left bereft, hanging somewhere in the clouds, somewhere in space, somewhere, wherever you are. You say, oh, I'm looking for the truth. I'm searching for I'm in the quest for knowledge, so let me find out and think and philosophize and have tests, run tests at the subatomic level, at the particle level, and break a few particles and see where guidance is. And in the meantime, you'll create an atom bomb, which will destroy half the world. That's the sum of your knowledge. The total destruction. Very little benefit for humans. So knowledge, there's no doubt the inventions definitely help. We are living here, we are sitting here because of all the inventions now in front of us. There's no doubt in that. They're useful, they're beneficial, but do they help in guiding you? Who is there to guide you? Allah. The Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam is there to guide you. So all this knowledge, law and philosophy and medicine, and God knows what, it is no doubt knowledge. It's a level of knowledge, but it is incomplete without hidayah, without huda, without guidance. So Muslims must take advantage of the hidayah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who came to share that hidayah with all of mankind. And this is the month of the Quran, the month of reciting the Quran, the month of receiving hidayah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And hidayah is very apparent in Ramadan, as I've mentioned so many times before. We all pray, we all fast, we all give sadaqah and zakat, we all make dua, we recite the Quran, we're in the masjid, we're everywhere where we need to be in terms of pleasing Allah. So hidayah is very obvious in this month when the Quran is revealed, because the Quran is a means of guidance. And when you associate with the Quran, you'll be guided. So invariably Muslims are guided in Ramadan, much more than guided outside of Ramadan, which is a true ni'mah and a blessing. So we must, inshallah, take advantage of this month where we are being guided. Follow the guidance. The guidance is very simple. Do your ibadat. You can't sit there and philosophize. Well, I'm going to philosophize guidance. Oh, this is spectacular, so intellectual and so superb. No, you idiot. Sit down and read the Quran. Do some nafil. Give some sadaqah. Give your zakat. Send salawat on Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Do something good for other people. That is guidance. Wasting your time trying to philosophize about that. That's not your job. That's my job. Okay? You're not capable of philosophizing anyway. Your job is to do the deed. Inna alladhina amanu wa amilu, those who believe and they do. Not think, they do. You have to do the act. So the act is much more important than what precedes it in thinking. If you think the whole day and you do nothing, then it's a waste of time. Right? But if you do 2 rakats salat nafil and you don't think the whole day, you've earned quite a bit of guidance. So the important thing is the practical application of guidance that Islam gives you. And alhamdulillah, this is Allah's fadl that we are here, we're listening to this guidance, we're listening to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's kalam, and Allah accept and give us tawfiq, inshallah, to be guided, to accept guidance, and to follow guidance. Amin ya Rabbal Alameen, wa sallallahu ta'ala Muhammadin wa alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in bi rahmatillah.